Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to more Fan Fridays. So, battle from Cero, I don't even know what to expect except pure awesomeness. I mean, we got Sableye, most likely Mega Sableye, with the Slurpuff, with the Gastrodon, with the Superior. This can only go well. Also, we do have some other battles submitted, so we get to see everything that happens. So, Sableye Slurpuff combo. I don't even know what it's going to do. Like, we get Mega Sableye. But what's the setup? What's the snowball? Is it just like double? Like I'm actually really excited to see if this is standard or if it's some crazy combo I would have never imagined. All right, Sableye, playing Calm Mind, standard. Nah, it's like, is it bold enough to just go Calm Mind Belly Drum, or is Slurpuff going to go off in a way I could have never imagined? So, ooh, Mr. Mime with the Teeter Dance. Interestingly enough, Slowbro's own tempo is going to make that a thing, but he's magic bouncing back into the. Wait, no, Sableye got confused from that. Teeter Dance goes through Magic Bounce? I did not know that. So Slurpuff is confused, but does go for the Belly Drum. Alright, so it's double setup madness. Now things are about to get very interesting. So Slurpuff doubling its speed, not going to get outsped by the Mr. Mime anymore. Has a lot of damage for one-shots and stuff, but Slowbro going for that Amnesia. So now it's very physically tanky and specially tanky. And alright, so this actually looks like it's going to be just a straight-up standard battle. If Slurpuff hits itself in confusion after the Belly Drum, that's a very bad thing. And he does go into the Mega afterwards. So Slurpuff is confused, hits itself in confusion, almost enough to one-shot itself. Mr. Mime sets up the Reflect. So yeah, the opponent's strategy is actually pretty solid. As we see Slowbro go for another Amnesia. So yeah, huge defense behind the Reflect, behind tripled special defense. And Sableye hits himself in confusion as well. So the Mr. Mime setup is going for it, but Aromatherapy not going to do anything because it doesn't work on volatile status like the confusion. And Sableye has the Toxic, so gets the special defense behind it, has the defenses. Slowbro going for another Amnesia, now 4 times. So I don't even know what the Slowbro's plan is. Like, Calm Mind works a lot better. But Sableye has the Snarl. Mr. Mime has the Soundproof, so you can't even Snarl it. And Slowbro takes actually a little more damage than I was expecting to see after all those Amnesias. Loses special attack, so he isn't going to hit hard, and Mr. Mime's Poison starts to take down. Withdraws Mr. Mime, however. I guess he just doesn't expect it to stay alive that long. Goes into the Electivire as Slurpuff sets up that Drain Punch. So Drain Punch hitting Electivire will not be enough for a one-hit KO. Slurpuff, though, is going to get some health back. Interestingly enough, a Drain Punch would have been garbage. Wait, no, I think we're on the next turn. I was about to say, Drain Punch, no, it's on the same turn, because Drain Punch would have been garbage into the Mr. Mime. Like, that's play rough that you do right there. So, interesting. Slurpuff taking some damage as well, and then Electivire doing its thing. So Slurpuff with another Drain Punch, going to go for the finish onto Electivire, and it will heal up. Not quite to half, just getting enough health to feel a little comfortable right now. And then Slowbro with that Psychic, so keep spamming the Psychic, going to try to get as much damage as possible, and Slurpuff will go down to the Psychic as Sableye snaps out of confusion. Slowbro will avoid the Will-O-Wisp. The Will-O-Wisp, probably one of the biggest things that needs to hit that Slowbro as we turn into the Superior. So Mr. Mime's back on the field. Superior has the Protect. Scouting out any shenanigans we might see. Mr. Mime with straight up Dazzling Gleam, so just damage on both sides. Dazzling Gleam, though, going to hit Sableye for about a quarter of its health. After that Calm Mind, Superior's going to protect from the Yawn. And this Slowbro just, like, sits in there. I don't even know what the Slowbro needs Calm Mind, because then that Psychic would do a lot of damage. The Yawn would be more threatening, but right now he's just like an unkillable frustration. But I don't see any like win condition off this Slowbro. So Superior now uses the Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm on the Mr. Mime. Wants to get Mr. Mime out of the way while gaining that special attack before trying to hit onto the Slowbro, because Slowbro just has too much going for it. So there's the Yawn onto Slowbro. That will affect the Superior. Superior's going to go to sleep here pretty soon, as we see Mr. Mime with Soundproof once again, but lowering special attack with that Snarl will be pretty solid. So that looks like the play right there, that you just take out the Mr. Mime, don't have to worry about it too much. The Poison starting to add up once again, and it's like the decision is try to hit the Slowbro as hard as you can, even though it has all of that set up, or switch out the Superior, not let that Yawn hit you. So Gastrodon comes in, and yeah, the switch works out because Gastrodon's a very tanky Pokemon. Don't have to worry about too much. Sableye will take the hit, but survive. Slowbro has the slack off, so full health anyways. And yeah, you just gotta play through the Mr. Mime. So Sableye using that recover, gotta play through with the Dazzling Gleam. I think Mr. Mime just has 2 more turns left, and Gastrodon comes in, leftovers some of the damage that it took. So yeah, the opponent's team is really frustrating and really working out. Just doesn't have like a damage snowball for the win condition. And Slowbro takes a little bit on that burn. So Mr. Mime throws out the Teeter Dance. Might as well, but he's going to confuse his own Slowbro this time. Okay, now I understand why he didn't Mega Evolve on that first turn. That all makes sense. And now everyone is confused. So Gastrodon is confused. It will use the stockpile, which means now it is going to become very tanky. And the opponent's going to run out of responses here, because Slowbro isn't finishing off any opponents. The slack off kind of works, but it still has to worry about being burned and stuff. So that is going to be the Psychic onto Gastrodon. Not a lot of damage after the stockpile. Mr. Mime's going down anyways, and Sableye will pick up the free Calm Mind in response to that. So there we go. Now, I wasn't paying attention, so the last Pokemon for Mr. Mime, or after Mr. Mime, will be a surprise to me. And I think that's like it. I'm mostly just really frustrated at that Slowbro, because if you got 3-4 Calm Minds, you'd be doing a lot. Also, I'd even say Rest at that point. If you're setting up a Mega Slowbro with a Reflect behind it, you could probably get away with a Rest. Or does Mr. Mime get Heal Bell or something? Like, if you had a Heal Bell Pokemon with Reflect and set up, that'd be pretty nuts. But now the opponent comes in. There's his damage. There is the attempted win condition right here. Gastrodon's going to snap out of confusion, go for another stockpile, trying to get untouchably tanky. Aegislash just comes in, goes for a Swords Dance, wants it, and that's going to be Slowbro with the slack off, anticipating damage, just making sure always as healthy as possible. And it's a really weird day when Aegislash is the fastest Pokemon on the field because everything else is a slow beef tank of beefiness. But the Swords Dance doesn't really matter because that is a Will-O-Wisp from the Sableye. And Aegislash doesn't really have anything to do against Sableye. Can't Sacred Sword because that Ghost typing. And everything else is neutral, which Sableye doesn't care about because it is a huge defensive tank. Not bad. So now we're going to see Aegislash with that stance change. I mean, it's only at neutral, so it's not going to do anything. There's the Shadow Sneak, and it's mostly going to carry the Shadow Sneak over the Shadow Claw. So damage on Sableye. Yeah, Aegislash is shut down. So, looks like this game is pretty much over. It's walled out to nothing. Gastrodon with the Clear Smog. He had it all along. Oh, that is nuts. Okay, so Slowbro gets the slack off. Yeah, that's all he can do right now. He can't touch the Sableye on that Psychic. This is why you'd run Scald instead, because then entire Dark-type Pokemon don't stop you, and Aegislash makes sense on like a Sacred Sword, but even then it's still susceptible to Dark-types. So the opponent had a good setup. His team just doesn't know how to follow through with it. And then Aegislash is burned, so that's going to be a lot of damage right there. Eventually, well, actually, without the special defense, Slowbro's a bit more susceptible. Like, you just bring in the Superior and you win it. So it doesn't affect Sableye. Gastrodon has Scald. Scald, that's going to hit the Aegislash. Even though Blade Form, Gastrodon doesn't do damage. Slowbro just spamming the slack off. I have no idea why or what is happening. But Aegislash doesn't have the win condition at all. Sableye snaps out of confusion, hits the recover. That's fair. And then I'd imagine, like, we're going to see a pretty big Snarl. Sableye has a couple of Calm Minds behind it. Gastrodon isn't going to really hit too much on the Scald burn as well. Scald damage. It's just pretty much over for the opponent right now. Like, even, like, yeah, once Aegislash goes down, like, he'll never beat the Sableye and goes for the forfeit. So let's go and put in another battle right now. I'm wondering if it's going to be the same thing. Let's see if I can find it. So yeah, the whole thing from Marcelo was, hey everyone, hope you like these two battles. I mean, I like the team. I just think the opponent, like, trying to figure out what the opponent was doing right there. Don't worry, almost done putting in this battle code. And let's go. So, what else could happen? And there we go. So it's the same team, this time with a Togekiss instead. And it's versus Dan the Man. Alright, Dan is on this one, guys. As we go, Sableye Slurpuff. I mean, I've ran this before, and I'm just not a fan of them in doubles as much as singles. Like, Sableye, it can become unstoppable, but Slurpuff can also become unstoppable. It's just when you put them into that situation, I guess this works, like, it turns it into 2 single battles going on at the same time. So, Mokuro throws out the Confide. Confide's not going to do anything to Slurpuff. It wants to be a physical attacker. So, that doesn't really work out. And then you Will-O-Wisp the Murkrow. I would Will-O-Wisp Umbreon because it normally just starts setting up and doing nasty things. But let's Slurpuff into the Belly Drum. So, Sableye covers for Slurpuff a bit. As long as it survives the first turn, this should be good. And the opponent has a lot of Dark-type Pokemon. So, that's a play rough. That's a play rough. That's a play rough, you know. It's like, it's going to be over here pretty soon. Sableye's Magic Bounce will poison the Umbreon. But if Umbreon has Synchronized, then that's how you poison the Sableye. And it's not a bad play at all. Like, that's one of the... Oh, it's like one of the most frustrating things as a Sableye to go up against the Umbreon. Because... You just can't do anything to it. Like, you actually have to burn the Umbreon, because if you burn Umbreon, at least the Synchronize is going to burn you, which isn't as bad as a Toxic. And Umbreon still burns, so it doesn't have as much physical damage. So Murkrow now understanding to use Feather Dance. I mean, Murkrow is a really solid Pokemon, and supporting the Umbreon can get nasty. So that's a Drain Punch, and Umbreon going to get one shot. So using that Drain Punch to get the rest of its health back, now up to full. Still at +4, so Murkrow only knocked off like a quarter of its damage, I think. So it went from like 4x to 3x, so not really too bad at all. And Play Rough still gonna just annihilate the Murkrow. If Murkrow keeps taking the burn damage and doesn't go for a Roost, yeah, that's easy KO range right there. Next up, we do have the Swampert. So Swampert, you burn it, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It can't one-shot the Slurpuff, even at the Mega. So I think Slurpuff's just going to carry this game, and that is going to be pretty fun to watch. So, Slurpuff setup, unstoppable. Yeah, Murkrow just goes for the Feather Dance, so still at ×2. Technically, Slurpuff, what? Throwing out the Aromatherapy. I guess getting the Toxic off of the Sableye does work. I would try to take out the Murkrow because he is going for the Feather Dances and stuff. There we go. So, it doesn't affect Murkrow. Nice little bit of synergy right there. As we do see the Earthquake about half on the Slurpuff. And what I was about to say is, like, technically, Slurpuff could reset on that Belly Drum if you stay at, like, full health or something. I don't know about Drain Punching the Murkrow. You just play rough it. So, Murkrow either has to set Slurpuff to the neutral and probably sacrifice itself right here for that play. I've never seen a Slurpuff set up the Belly Drum and then get knocked back down to +0. So, Murkrow will go down. Super effective play rough, just a little too much. But I mean, he made it to where Slurpuff doesn't win instantly, and that's all it, you know, you can ask for a Murkrow. So Slurpuff still surviving. Sableye going to recover most of it back. I mean, Sableye carries right now. Sableye wins against the Swampert. Any physical attacker that Sableye can burn, you just win. Sableye just beats it. Into Salamence. So Salamence, guess gonna eat a play rough. Oh wow, Slurpuff actually now at -1. Can't really do much about it. It's thrown out the Drain Punch onto Swampert. No damage done. I think it would have been better to just hit the play rough onto the Salamence. Gets a little bit of health back. Salamence with the Rock Slide. Interesting. Slurpuff will still go down to the Rock Slide. That's actually slightly surprising. After the split damage, non-stab from the Salamence into Waterfall on Sableye. So maybe trying to fish for some flinches right now. Sableye still get the Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp on to the Salamence. Everyone's burned, and it's like, okay, Sableye wins this battle now. Like, it doesn't matter what other Pokemon are there. And yeah. So now we go into the Togekiss. Togekiss gets to have all kinds of fun. It is Scarf Kiss, Air Slash. Like, if you're running the burn, you can't do a normal Togekiss because there's there's nothing going for it. It can't paralyze, and then you just have to run the Scarf Kiss. So you outspeed, get the flinches down, crit onto Sableye. Sableye still doesn't care about the crit. There's an Ice Punch onto Togekiss. Togekiss doesn't care because of the burn, and Sableye gets the recover off anyways. Would have survived the Ice Punch. Might not have survived the Waterfall. But there we go. So now Salamence comes in, Swampert comes in. Air Slash takes out one of them, and then the other one eventually goes down. So that's Air Slash on Salamence. Salamence gets fainted, and this battle is over pretty much. Swampert gets Rock Slide. I mean, he's trying. He's trying to get a little bit of hacks in there. So Togekiss survives on the 1 hit point. Sableye gets the Calm Mind, making sure you just snowball that damage down. I mean, it works out. The double Rock Slide can create a situation, but we don't see it right here. That's going to be Swampert taking some burn. And wow, this is actually becoming quite a long Fan Fridays. So there's Air Slash. Swampert, is it tanky enough? No, it is not. Critical hit, probably didn't matter. Could have flinched anyways, and that will be the GG. So, fun little team right there, getting some momentum on the battle spot. Hope you guys enjoy the battles, and I will see you guys in the next Fan Fridays.